What's going on? This is City Chapters Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby J. Today's chapter is with Tyler Alai, a musician currently living in Spokane. We're going to talk about her backstory. She's originally from Hawaii. We're going to talk about her upbringing, how her parents instilled music into her, and we're just going to get to know her. So welcome to City Chapters Podcast. Shout out to Spokane and Brennan for sponsoring and producing my show. All right. What's up, Tyler?
What's up?
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. How you doing?
So one of those mixed kind of spring weather days, but
We out here.
I'm feeling a little under the weather a bit today, but I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm excited to be here now that we're recording and everything. Makes the day better. So
Facts. Yeah.
So let's just get into your backstory. You were born in Hawaii.
Yeah, on Oahu. I'm 32. Growing up in Hawaii was awesome, but it took me to appreciate growing up there after I moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big change.
Big change.
Big change. Yo.
Yeah, I got a friend living in Spokane. He was originally from here, but he was living on Maui for the last few years, and I know it's a little difficult for him right now too. I mean, he's making the best of it. He's doing the markets and selling his juice because he makes juice, but
Nice.
but I know he's just like, it's just not the same, man. Like it's
very
it's
different.
island life to this,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah. Are your parents like, what's the generational like heritage in Hawaii for your family?
Well, my dad is Puerto Rican Cherokee, and my mom is Hawaiian Chinese, Portuguese, and probably some other kind of white.
Right. Yeah. So were they born on the islands?
Uh-huh. Yeah, both from Oahu.
Okay. Sweet. And I guess, what was it like growing up in Hawaii? Like what were some of the standouts now looking back?
Going to the beach every day
Yeah, that's a
and
good
just
one.
being around nature. Like, I went to an all-girl
Yeah.
Catholic school my
Mhm.
whole life, so that was interesting. But band is the only thing that got me through that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was nice. Like, I miss going to the beach every day. Like, I would just be climbing trees, climbing rocks, being in the bushes, just being outside all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like get into surfing at all or anything growing up?
Bodyboarding.
Bodyboarding?
I tried surfing, but my balance is terrible.
Surfing is, side note, but it is the toughest board sport I've
It's
ever
hard.
tried. Yeah, it's by far the hardest board sport, and I've done pretty much all of them.
But
Yeah. So so you got in the band in school, which helped you kind of get through that time because it sounds
yeah.
like you said Catholic school,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So you wasn't feeling that.
Nope.
But getting into band and learning music was great. And
yeah.
yeah.
Well, actually, how I got into guitar, I saw the movie School of Rock.
Okay.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And then my mom found this like School of Rock program and put me in it in 7th grade.
Hmm.
But prior to that, my dad just got me a book, so I taught myself how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both your parents were musicians?
Yeah, my mom still plays.
Yeah.
Like, she just beat breast cancer like a couple years ago, and she just started playing again.
There we go, moms.
Right?
There we go.
Yo, she is the strongest woman I know.
It's awesome.
And
I'm
then,
happy to hear that.
yeah, my dad was a master ukulele artist. He did close 4-part harmony arrangements, like the 4 freshmen, like the super old stuff.
Yeah.
How my parents met was through music. My mom found out my dad did vocal arrangements, so she went to his work and asked him for help, and then I guess they like hooked up and then got married 8 months later. And then had me like a year later, I think. Something like that.
Do you have any siblings, or you?
I have half sisters.
Yeah.
On my dad's side. They're in LA somewhere.
All right. So did they play like a lot around the islands, like gigs and stuff, and like kind of like professional musicians, or did they have other jobs and then they would do that for fun and some side money, or what did that look like?
Well, my dad worked for Schumann Carriage, so he did car stuff, and then he'd play gigs at night. And my mom, she's always she used to be put on concerts,
Yeah.
like little concerts here and there, and
Mhm.
like promote them and stuff. And then I feel like more recently, maybe like 15 years ago, she started playing at hotels. But she dances hula. Hula is her main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I got to experience one of those, like, whatever tourist things. When you go to Kauai, they did something like that at a resort where
Or
they
like a
do like the
luau.
luau
Yeah.
ceremony thing. I was like, it was cool though, man. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. White boy out there just vibing,
Woo.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So what? How do you think your parents instilled your passion for music in you? Can you like tie back? I mean, it sounds you said your dad.
Straight from the womb.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to dance hula for my dad's band.
Mm-hmm.
There's always this one song. I think it's called Twilight in Hawaii. But every time I hear that song, I think my mom used to dance it with me in her belly
Yeah.
all the time. It's just like that shit hits home.
Right. It's in your soul
Yeah,
from creation, right?
for
That's
real.
cool. So when did you kind of decide or think about maybe pursuing music as a career? Was it really young you were thinking about it, or
No, I totally wanted to be an astronaut as a kid.
hell
You
yeah?
know?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, right?
I still want to be if the
Same, yo.
opportunity comes.
Peace.
If they're like, yo, we're looking for people to go live on Mars, I'll go. Fuck it.
Right? Right? But maybe when I started playing like shows at little bars, and I think the first show I ever played was at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was like 16.
Okay.
Yo, yeah. They would pay us in pizza.
And that kind of just came about naturally. Like you weren't looking for it. It just was
No.
like you're playing music. Somebody's like, play a Hot Topic if you want.
Yeah,
Type situation.
yeah. Like
Nice.
I started because my background, my favorite kind of music is like punk and metal. Like the
Mm-hmm.
punk and metal scene in
Mhm.
Hawaii is lit.
Yeah.
It's so lit.
Dang. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But
Mm.
yeah, that was probably my first show was at Hot Topic, and then people just kept seeing me around. So they're just like, "Hey, you want to play here? Hey, you want to play here?" So I was like, "All right." Started learning like a bunch of City and Color, like Anthony Green songs, and then I started writing at 16. Yeah.
What was the first song you wrote?
It's called Dream.
Dream?
Yeah, I actually wrote it we had like a dad daughter lunch whatever thing,
Mhm.
but I wrote it for my dad, and just for the song's basically about like don't let anyone push you down and follow your dreams, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's real.
it's real.
It's
hard out here
it's
sometimes.
hard.
People are mean.
It's hard. Yeah, if you really want it, you can't stop. Sometimes you
Can't stop no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you have to be a dick.
Mhm. So it was titled Dream. I think did you play that at Revival, that set?
I did.
Yeah,
I
Revival
did.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
That
out
might have
Revival
been-
T for doing those.
I think that was the last song I did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. It was on there.
Mhm. Yeah, and I've seen you perform a couple times now, and you are phenomenal though.
Thank you.
You have such an amazing voice. Like your singing is it's unreal.
Thank you.
Especially
enjoy
at Revival T when I gotta just see just you, like in because it was all about you that night. Like I realized, like, dang, Tyler's like she's talented, yo. Like she's got some real skills.
Yeah. It was
That's
crazy
cool.
too. Like the day I picked it was actually my father's death anniversary. So it was kind of hard, but I
Yeah.
did it for him and my mom mainly. And me, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So how old were you when your dad passed away?
23.
Oh,
Yeah, I was 23.
23, and he died of cancer.
He had a lot of health complications throughout his life. He was like diagnosed with polio at the age of 5, and it was like 19 45 when they didn't even know what the fuck that shit was.
Mm.
So he was quarantined at Shriners. My grandma had to get a job there just to be near him.
Mm.
And that's when he started playing ukulele. He just like taught himself
Mm-hmm.
to keep himself up.
So, um, you started music. You started playing some shows when you were like 16. And how long were you in Hawaii before you moved here? What age did you move here at?
I'm like, how old am I now? 32. I think I moved here when I was like 26, 27
Mm-hmm.
from the Big Island because I had to move away after dad died because I was addicted to heroin, just getting into all kinds of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a rehab on the Big Island, which saved my life. Like, I went to a rehab before in Palm Springs, but it was like when you know those rehabs that they kind of just shame you, like you have a disease because
Mm-hmm.
you have this, you're addicted to this, like addicted to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they just kind of treated you like you had a disease and made you feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this one that I went to on the Big Island taught me, we went all the way back to like my childhood trauma and dug all that stuff up
Mm-hmm.
to yeah, I had to break myself to build myself back up because I was just using to numb all my pain.
Yeah. So when did you start using? Was this before your dad died or like?
Yeah. Okay.
So like, I'm just kind of curious, like, cause I when I was young, like in getting into my teens, I started making a lot of really bad choices, and um, really looking back at it, I don't know why I really didn't like myself or respect myself based upon the choices I did. I think I masked it as trying, oh, like this is cool or this is whatever,
yeah.
like we're doing. But
Fuck around
like,
and find out.
yeah, yeah. But I look back now and I'm like, how was I that lost? Like, and it's kind of crazy, So I just am curious how or why you feel maybe you went down that path.
Well, definitely the people I started hanging out with. Like we just hang out at the beach park and steal bottles all day and
Mm-hmm.
get wild. And then I started trying like coke, and then I pretty
One
much have
thing to the
tried
next.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was in the hospital for stomach problems my senior year. So that's how that opiate addiction started. They were
Mm-hmm.
like IVing me with morphine like every couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then didn't give me anything after. So I was having like really bad withdrawals. So I was like, fuck it. Started smoking oxys, and
Mm-hmm.
one thing led to another. It wasn't good enough. So then I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, heroin.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. But one thing to say just off the gate, it's amazing you're here right now.
For
Like
real.
right here in this moment, doing what you're doing,
I'm
being
very
able to be
thankful.
like
I'm so
that's
thankful.
major. That's
'Cause,
super blessing.
yeah, most of my friends are gone now
Yeah.
because they either relapsed on some bad shit or just decided to end it.
Right. Yeah. I'm lucky to be here too, and sometimes it's like it's kind of crazy looking back on how you make it through all that to come to a place where you have a voice, you have a talent, a skill, and you know the way that I look at it for me is like I'm supposed to be here for some reason,
Right, yeah.
and I have to start learning how to respect that more
Same
instead of
here.
just trying to throw myself in the gutter or whatever that is. And even though there's still like a lot of pain, like trying to figure out better ways to cope with it than destructive
Right,
behaviors.
yeah. Because you think in the moment, yeah, it helps, but it just makes shit worse.
Yeah. It numbs you for a bit, but when you come back, it's multiplied.
Yep.
And then you just keep running away, or you get to a place where somehow, some way, you do find the strength to like, I'm gonna take this shit head on and stop this.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, most people can't stop. Once
Yeah.
you're in those kind of habits or you're using those kinds of substances too, like
Yeah.
is
And
Very difficult to
yeah,
get out
and
of
not
it.
having a support system.
Right.
Like I still have a few friends back home that have fallen back into that because they have no support system, and that's
Yeah.
all they know.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, because there's days, because I haven't drank in like 2.5 years, other than that one time on the bachelor party in Nashville. Uh, but other than that, I mean, there's still days where I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this no more. I just want to get hammered. Like,
Yep.
and it's just, and it's really just to get away from my consciousness. Like, just like, being in my head like I am all the time.
Yeah.
And it's
Same.
just, it's just like, I don't want to be here fucking no more.
Yeah.
But I know where it leads, luckily, through, well, not luckily, I don't know if it's luckily, but through my stubbornness, I know where it leads, and I know the results that I'll get.
Yep.
And it's a
Yep.
whole lot worse than just dealing with the bullshit or the pain or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, our minds are weird.
Yeah. So tricky. Yeah, I've really been coming to a different understanding of like what it means to be a master of your mind, or is your mind a master of you?
Right.
Like how you're really a slave to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like your spirit might want all these different higher aspirations, or knows you can attain these higher states of being and make better choices, but your mind's like, yeah, that's cool, spirit, but like I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah, like the mind's on some gangster shit.
For real.
So you went to rehab when you went 2 times. So
I went 3 times.
You went 3 times.
I went back to the Big Island like twice. Like the first time I stayed for 3 months, and then I went back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, fuck it. All this work I did out the window.
Right. That's
yeah. And then I don't even remember something clicked. Oh yeah, because I was getting suicidal at this point. Like I was just so fucking unhappy. Like I wasn't feeling anything. Like that shit's crazy. Like how much heroin can just numb you to the point where you're just literally a zombie.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, but something happened, and I'm very thankful for my mom. She has been there through all this shit. Like I was a piece of shit to her. Like even after my dad died, like I sometimes still feel very bad about it, but she loves me unconditionally. She is the absolute best. But yeah, the second time I went back to rehab, I stayed for a month, I think, but then decided not to go back to Oahu because I had access to all that shit there. So I was like, all right, nope, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to try something different. And I did.
Yeah. So you stayed on the Big Island for a while the last time?
Yeah, I was living in Puna. I mean, I did eat a lot of acid and run around naked on the beach a lot of the time, but I did stay off that stuff. And and then I met my ex-boyfriend, and that's why I'm here.
You moved here with him?
Yeah.
How come you guys moved back here? How did that transpire?
He had kiddos and stuff, and I was just like, I was over the island. I was like, all right, let's try something else. I didn't even know Spokane existed like 6 years ago.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, let's go.
So was he had ties here, or
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so he was like, I'm gonna go to Spokane. You come with me.
Yeah, and I was like, sure, fuck it, let's go.
All right. And so during the time of you, like, using and stuff, were you still doing music at all?
Yep. Oh, yep. I have this crazy story. I was playing at this place, Foreplay. I apparently nodded out mid-song, but somehow, some way, like when I did snap back into it, I came right back to the exact spot where I stopped. I was like, what the
just
fuck?
Like 10-minute nod and just right back to it.
I was like, what?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was still doing that shit though.
That just means you're a professional deep down in the heart. Right? You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. Man, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was...
I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah,
you can laugh at it now.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
That's like some movie shit.
For
you know
real.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So you were staying active with your music. and then you moved to Spokane. What was that experience like? That
Oh my
culture shock.
God.
Like, let's just be honest.
I was
Be
depressed as fuck because I moved here in
yeah.
February
Oh,
and
right.
like I've
No.
only seen snow once, like because it snows on the Big Island up in Mauna Kea.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt heaviness, this heaviness, like this deep sadness. Like I did not start making friends until like 6 months after being here, so I was just like, nope.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
How did you start making friends in Spokane?
Red Room,
Red Room?
open mic.
Open mic?
Yeah, when Lucas was hosting it.
Yeah. Do you feel like without your music community in Spokane that you wouldn't have stayed here
Oh,
nearly
nope.
this long?
Nope, not at all.
Because I was actually thinking about like different communities that I see in Spokane, and I would say like one that I see that's always been strong is like Lucas and like all of the people that do music in that scene together. They're always like together, showing up for each other,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they really be a community and supporting each other. And um I know a lot of you, but I'm not a musician, so I'm not in that community like that. But I'm like, I see y'all and I respect it and it's good.
Yeah.
And it's important because especially out here, it's really hard in the music scene.
It's
Like
very hard.
extremely hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
like everything's shutting down and stuff too.
Right,
There's less
that-
venues.
Right.
I mean, there's a Chameleon now, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, shout out
dig it.
Josh.
Yo.
Yeah, he's I went there the other week and I was really impressed with what he did with it. It's got a vibe.
It's got a whole
It's
vibe.
got a vibe. Like actually, what I said was it's got a vibe, kind of like what you might find in Portland,
Yeah.
or like like you wouldn't find this normally in Spokane.
Uh-uh.
Like you walk in, you're like, I even feel like, even though I love what Lucky You did, I still don't feel like they curated experience like what the Chameleons done.
Right, yeah.
The murals and the lighting, like they really put some nice touches on it.
For real, yeah.
And
They
knocked down
just
that wall,
opened
too.
the wall.
Yeah,
Yo.
that was huge.
The wall was something.
Yeah. Nigga, tear down the walls, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So you started going to the Red Room, got connected in the Spokane scene with Lucas and them. And how has your music shifted since you've been here? Like, where do you draw your inspiration from?
Mainly my friends and just my experiences, and still doing a lot of healing. I mean, the healing never stops.
Just for real.
The healing never stops. And lately, like the stuff I've been writing lately has been a lot more like self-love type of things. Like I'm writing a song right now. It's like, what is home to you? And I want to interview all my closest friends and like get their little parts and put it in the song. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a good question. Something I've been struggling with a lot lately, and that's why, with the podcast, like we talked about off camera, I want to more center focus on community conversations, because it brands well with what I do with this whole idea, this whole brand. But also because like I feel lost in that. I don't really even currently feel like I have a home, like at
Right.
all. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
same.
I live with my younger brother, and like we have a strong brotherhood, but we both got jobs, we both got to pursue our goals, so we get a little time together. But like beyond that, I like, and I got my homies I check in with. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of amazing people in the town, a lot of great creatives, but I barely be spending time with them for real.
Yo, same.
And it's like, I know that can be a part of me learning that I need to just get out more. Like COVID really made me an introvert. Like,
Yep.
and it's weird because I was already kind of going that way. But once that shit happened, like getting out of whatever mindset happened with me being more introverted during that time has been more challenging for me. Also because I don't drink, so I was like, I don't, you know, traditionally in Spokane, there wasn't really a whole lot to do unless you wanted to be out
Right.
drinking. And it's
Yeah.
changing now. Thankfully,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot more
Slowly but surely.
opportunities. Yeah, slowly. But yeah, I mean, like, we got beaches, but they ain't like beaches like out in
Yeah.
Hawaii. It's
Yeah.
not like
And
you
it's still
can't just like,
cold.
it's still,
I
yeah,
ain't
it's
trying to
not
go
the
in that
same.
cold ass water.
We don't got cool ass sea turtles pulling up on the beach. And I have to say this. My one time in Kauai had one of the most magical experiences there. And I got to basically swim with a sea turtle for like half an
Nice.
hour. Like just me and that turtle, just like we just went everywhere. And it
Yo.
probably wasn't even half an hour. It just felt like that long. It was just
Yo.
he was just so cool, or she, what you know,
Yo.
they was just chilling, like, "What's up?" And I'll never forget that. It was like magical.
Yo, I have a story like that too. I was living at my auntie Kalai's house, which was like right next to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go swimming every morning, and one time I started singing underwater, and then this turtle came up to me, and then he came to swim with me like every day after that. I was like, "This is
Oh
my dude,"
yeah,
or a
see,
chick. I'm not really sure.
right, right. They're so just I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I think about animals and like how they reincarnate. How do you get to be a sea turtle? You know what I'm
Right?
saying? Like,
What
who
do I
are
gotta
you?
do?
Like, what kind of energy field do you got to be such a blessed animal? Like, they're just so cool. I had another experience when I was there, and we were scuba diving, and like went to the sea floor, and there's like three turtles like in a circle just laying on the floor, and they're just like chilling with each other, and like they literally like just looked up at us
It's like so,
like this,
guys.
like some Finding Nemo shit. I'm like, yo, they really be like that, yo. They be like just some dudes, like, what's up, man? What you doing?
Just chilling.
I was like, yo, this is a trip. Like, you know, yeah. Shout out sea turtles,
Yeah,
you
shout
know.
out to
Save the
honeys.
sea turtles, man.
Facts.
Get Michael Jackson's nose out of there.
Yeah.
That's my brother's joke. That ain't even mine.
I'm dead.
But yeah, so do you feel like your music has a style? Like it feels to me like it obviously has like island style vibes to it, but it's not like just that. It feels like
Yeah.
a blend. How would you describe your music?
It took me a minute to come up with this phrase, dreamy jazz pop.
Dreamy jazz pop. All right, yeah. I can see
It's
that for
like,
sure.
it took like the longest
Dreamy.
time. I'd always ask people, I was like, okay, how would you describe my music?
Mm-hmm.
Like for the longest time, I'm just like, you just have to come listen to me and figure it out. Cause there's so many genres, subgenres, whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
like these days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dreamy jazz pop. It's very, because I do a lot of jazzy things and it's very flowy. Yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
music's very flowy. I'm doing another kind of style of guitar right now too. It's called finger style.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm doing like I had to relearn how to play guitar because I'm playing like this and doing tapping and doing percussion all at the same time.
Mm.
It's my favorite thing right now.
Yeah. I've seen some people play like that. It's cool. Do you play any other instruments?
Actually, my first instrument was piano.
Yeah.
Yep, like I was 4. I was also taught by a nun.
You're what?
I was taught by a nun.
Oh, okay.
So like I stopped playing piano because I used to get hit with a ruler.
Uh,
So that traumatized me for a little bit. So I stopped. I did that for like 8 years.
mm,
And then probably when I was like 21, I started playing piano again.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That shit
awesome.
fucked me up.
Yeah. Dang nuns
Right?
out here whacking people.
Boo.
Do you play piano ever in your sets?
I
Like,
have.
or
I've actually
yeah.
been transcribing a lot of my originals onto piano. Like
Yeah.
I went to this open mic at the Checkerboard because they got a piano now.
Hmm.
But I've done that once. I think I've done it. Oh, I've done it at the Red Room too. And I have my homegirl Terry play upright bass with me.
Hmm.
Shit's magical.
Hmm.
It's so magical. I need to start doing more of that.
Do you think Spokane has like a even though maybe music's difficult here, but it seems to have a really strong musical community, though.
Yeah.
Did you find that in Hawaii back home, or is there that sense of that same thing there in
Yeah,
support?
yeah, there is, but like also I was not hanging out with the best
Right,
musicians at the time,
right. Yeah.
and I don't remember a lot of it.
What do you see in Spokane and like maybe the music community that does make it special, unique, or like what you really do like about it?
Yeah, it really is the community. Like the music community actually really has the aloha spirit. Like everyone's very welcoming
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, very very supportive.
Mm.
Very supportive. Like
Yeah.
back home, from what I do remember, like people are chill with each other, but they're still like hella competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
Like on a different level than here where it's not really so much competitive
Yeah. It's
necessarily.
not that serious, bro. Like
Yeah, it's music. We're just trying to
trying to keep the vibe going.
yeah. So what do you have planned for your next projects? Do you have anything coming out or like
I'm
what
working on my EP finally.
okay.
Yeah.
Cuz you currently don't really have anything streaming, right?
No, I mean I have weird ass demos on SoundCloud.
I found those. I think it was Boner Soup
Yep.
and which
And
I've seen you perform on that songs.
yeah.
The name is hilarious, but it does like the song itself is you don't know what you're gonna get into when you
No.
hear a title Boner Soup, but
Yeah.
it's really a great song.
Yeah, my homie just
Yeah,
I was living with a bunch of dudes back on the island, and
there you
my
go.
homie that did one of my tattoos, he was all
Yeah,
stoned, and this motherfucker does not smoke weed very
yeah.
often. But
Hmm.
I played the song for them. I was just like, I don't know what to name it. And then he was just like, Boner Soup. I'm like, all right, bet. That's how that song was named.
That's funny. Shout out that dude,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Brian.
Yeah. So you have that song. What other ones do you have on there?
The Dream one.
The Dream.
But
Okay.
there's like two different versions. I think like the Boner Soup one, that was when I was 18.
Hmm.
Those two were when I was 18. And then I have like a lo-fi remix version. I have like 3 different SoundCloud accounts because I kept forgetting my password.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got
Right.
a couple of covers on there too.
So you've been doing music for a long time. Why is it just now that you're putting out your EP? Like what has been the creative challenges that you faced?
How I want it to go because I'm so picky when it comes to that.
Perfectionism?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I relate.
Yep.
I put stuff out like my hats and jackets. Like
Yeah.
the reason that they're not available sometimes is because my perfectionism kicks in. Like, it's
Yeah.
not good enough. I'll pull
Yeah.
it down. I'm learning to work through that and like approach my creativity with less maybe restriction or
Right.
like demand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard.
It's very
And
hard.
music, I mean, it's so endearing to your soul, your heart, like to share it with the world.
Yeah.
So, how have you worked through that, and how are you working through that mindset of like knowing that you have such a beautiful voice, a beautiful skill, something that's should be shared with the world, my opinion, right? Because I
Yeah.
think you're
Yeah.
very talented,
Yeah.
but also like dealing with imposter syndrome or whatever that is.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And then I also do have Lyme disease. So that's
Okay.
been a challenge
Yeah.
the past couple of years. I finally started getting that under control.
How does that affect you? Like, did you get that from a tick or
Mm-hmm. I
yeah?
was playing Pokemon Go up north.
Oh, you got it in town? Oh, hell no.
Right?
Oh, I hate ticks.
Oh, yeah.
It's tick season right now. Be careful out
Yeah,
there,
be careful
people.
out there.
Be
Get that
checking
cedar
for
spray.
those ticks, man.
Yo.
For real, you got what?
Yeah.
I've actually not met. I don't think I've met anybody that's actually caught it. Damn.
I had no idea. I didn't even know what Lyme disease was because we don't got ticks on the island. So I
Damn,
just
let's-
started getting like rashes everywhere. I had like weird like shingle symptoms. Like I felt like I was being stabbed all over my body. Like extreme fatigue, like brain fog.
Mm.
So that was a challenge. And then found out that I'm allergic to most antibiotics. So I have to go holistic with it.
I know that they created a vaccine now that can prevent you
What?
from getting Lamb's disease, but I don't know. There's no. I don't know if there's a treatment, but I read this whole thing on it, and like, cause out in like Michigan and stuff, like they have really bad Lyme's disease out
Yeah.
there. Like it, like most of it, you don't want to get bit out there.
Uh-uh.
Basically, here it's like the ratio is less.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm still just like,
damn.
how?
Yeah.
Fucking Pokemon Go, man.
So does it like day to day affect you, or how is it like come in waves, or how does that?
It was coming in
affect-
waves. Like when I first got it, I had no idea what was going on. I went to so many doctors for them to just tell me I was fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah, like Western medicine. And then my
Yeah, straight
mom,
up.
this angel lady, she was just like, I found this naturopath. You should go see her. And as soon as I went to go see her, she was like, all right, we're going to test you for Lyme because you have all the symptoms.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what are some of the naturopathic supplements, medicines or
Diet mainly.
remedies?
Like I can't do
Yeah.
gluten anymore.
Mm.
Shouldn't do dairy, but I will never give up cheese.
Yeah, cheese
That's
is so
cheese
hard.
is life, yo.
Yo, pizza? Like, what you mean? Like, no pizza? Like, that ain't happening.
Yeah. So that's definitely been a struggle.
Yeah.
Because like, getting in those brain modes where you just hate yourself and sometimes I'll just be like, fuck it. I'm eating gluten. And then regret it immediately. But lately I've been doing very well with my diet.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself, even though that shit's hard.
Yeah, it is. What are some of the things you're doing for your diet right now?
A lot of fish and veggies.
Yeah, fish and veggies.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite fish right now? What you
Ahi,
eating?
tuna. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there we go. It makes sense.
You right?
Yeah, I've been doing fruit a lot, like in the mornings before I eat. But sometimes I can go good light day, but then I'm like by night I'm like, yo, I gotta eat something substantial,
Right, like some steak or some shit. Yeah.
Learning, and then that's like when you make the worst diet decision sometimes if you're not like really prepared.
Yep.
I mean, mine are probably ultimately not even that bad still, but
yeah,
I've been trying to eat fruit more for sure.
Same, just more
Be on
natural
more
things.
Fruit diet, yeah.
So the processed foods,
and it's so good. Fruit's
right?
So good. I get the bowls at Safeway, like the already pre-cut ones. You get like buy two get one.
Yeah.
They're ready to go anywhere. You don't gotta do no work. This is
snacks. Yeah, I love berries.
Yeah.
Like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries.
Mm-hmm.
That's my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this one the other day. It was strawberries and mango in the bowl.
Ooh, that's a good combo.
It was so good.
That's a fire combo.
And man, you just be feeling so alive too off of fruit. It's different.
Yeah, and it's from the earth. It's natural.
Yeah.
Like I always feel like shit when I eat processed foods. Even though like I like French fries a lot, but
Oh man, I got French fries yesterday. I definitely felt it. I was just like, I knew it. I needed something. I was like, I need to get, because I was in transition from one job to the next, and I was on the road. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit this.
Got to.
I gotta eat. I was like, I went overboard. Oops.
But yeah, back to the music thing though. Lately I've just been trying to get in this mindset of just like, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here. It's like if I don't do this shit now, it may never happen.
Right.
Like being in the present. Easier said than done because of our brains and shit. But yeah, trying to stay in the present instead of getting in my head, just like, oh, this needs to be a specific way, instead of just fucking doing it and moving on.
Yeah. So I think about it like just doing it, right? That's just a place that I've gotten back to, and doing it at the highest quality that I possibly can attain and get out of it. But also like whatever I can do, I can do.
Right.
And that's fine. And I'm going to you know, I'm going to move forward regardless. In some aspect, right? Like that, I think is key because you look at pretty much anybody that's done anything great, and if they have content from when they began to where they are now, it's like you see that nobody started off great like that. You
Mm-mm.
know, there's very few people, maybe Nas, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Nas
right.
just somehow did his thing and has never been able to really do it again,
Right.
you know, but you know, I mean, Nas is a legend. He's a great musician,
Yeah.
but his first album, everybody knows, was like off the Richter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Kid's 18, just first album just took the world by storm.
Just
But
going.
um, yeah, you know, I I work through that kind of stuff every day, you know, and like also like not giving up, you know. We're in our 30s and you hear it when you're young and in your 20s, like life goes fast, you know, this, that, and the third. And you're like, yeah, okay, but
Yeah,
like I got
whatever.
it.
Now we're here.
But then it really starts going fast, you
Yeah.
know, and then it's like, am I actually going to actualize my dreams? Am
Right.
I really going to see them come to fruition? Am I going to die and not have accomplished what I really want to in
Right.
my heart and my soul? Do I even have what it really takes?
Right.
You know, like these are questions that start coming up at this point in life if you haven't really got yourself set. And they're real good questions to ask because it determines you know, you hear a lot of people talk about in your 30s, you kind of like really find out who you're going to be
Right.
and like
Yeah.
the choices you're going to make. You're going to give up on your dreams basically in your 30s. Like that's what a lot of people do. Like, oh, you know what? This is not working out. I got to be realistic.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the safe route. And then this is also the time where people like really do make their dreams happen,
Right.
you know, because I don't think as much as the world pushes this narrative, like most people still are not figuring it out in their 20s.
Right.
And even if they are making all that money, like who are you as a person?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's something that fortunately I've always thought in my head too, like, and I even have ideas of music, like things that I feel because I'm a creative, like I feel
Right.
these like callings to music and I'm exploring learning barely right now, but I'm learning a little bit how to play the guitar.
Nice.
I need to give it more time because it's really pretty minimal. I know a few little things right now, but um, I, you know, I don't want to see my life slip by and me not actualize these creative dreams and pursuits that I believe I'm capable of.
Right.
But to make it happen, it's like, well, you actually have to.
You gotta do
You
it.
actually have to do
Do
something.
it. Yeah.
You actually have to try.
Yeah.
You actually have to be vulnerable enough to like just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even with this podcast, man, there's so many times where I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that imposter syndrome kicks in. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? This doesn't matter. Like, this has no importance. Like, luckily, I got people that tell me different, you know.
Right.
But in my head, sometimes where I go with this is like, this is all
It's like,
pointless. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, other than the fact that I really do like talking to people.
Right.
And that's why I do it. But sometimes from the aspect of like, where is this going to go as far as like a career or bringing in money and that kind of stuff, that negative side
Oh,
of
yeah.
creativity of like, how's this actually going to pay bills and all that?
Right.
That's where the hopelessness maybe sets in. But, and I've said it many times, what I got to do with this podcast right now, like right here between us, that's what is truly important.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise me and you probably would never be able to create this time
Right.
to have this type of conversation.
Yeah.
And you know, connect and learn about each other.
Yeah, and that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
That's the goal right there.
Yeah, and so I mean, you know, like I can't wait for your music to come out because I know it's gonna.
You're not
hit.
the only one
You
that
got,
says that.
Yeah, for real. You got major support, and I was actually really surprised when I started doing research that you didn't have projects out, because I'm like, Tyler's got such a vibe, a name in town, especially like everybody that I know musically in this town that does anything knows you, reveres you, like respects you. And so I was just curious, like, okay, what's coming?
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
know?
I'm about to do like a full band EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you got working with you on it?
Um, I'm gonna have Eddie Ramirez doing bass,
Nice.
and possibly either AJ, his nephew, or Juan,
Yeah.
drummer Juan,
Yeah, one. Yeah.
do some stuff. I'm
Nice.
still figuring it out. I just gotta get like the bass tracks done
Right.
because like I was gone for a month because I had to reset my brain. Like being up here and not being by the ocean makes me feel crazy a lot. So it was nice to go home and reset. So now I can push this forward.
Yeah. So did you go back for a month, like with intention of taking time to think about the project?
No, I went
Or?
back for my birthday to
Okay.
see my mom,
Yeah.
but it was very healing.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I did have that in the back of my mind, but I didn't really play a lot when I was home. Like I played once. I met this uncle in Chinatown, and then we played an open mic the week after. Holy shit, that was so awesome! Like uncle shredded the sax.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what's put the spark back in me to start playing music again and get back into it. Because I know something is really wrong when I stop playing music. Like getting a super depressed mode.
Yeah, that's like the little bit that I have played with guitar, and when I do sit with it, I found that it actually like soothes me. Like it's like therapy
Yeah.
almost or something for me. Like my brother plays Johnny Hodge, Johnny Miles. I don't know if I think you would probably recognize him if you've seen him, but he also does stand up comedy. And anyway, he said the same thing because he's been playing since he was young. That that was like a big reason he liked playing the guitar. He found it like kind of soothed him,
Yeah.
with all the different things because he's always been heady since he was young, and yeah, I found that too. So that's kind of really why I want to learn more about playing guitar, is just like so I can just uncheck at home and just be able to.
It's so healing. Like that's why I play music. And then when I play shows and whoever wants to receive it and just whatever part of my music helps them heal too, I'm just like, yes, the win.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like that night I seen you at Revival, I was healed. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean that for real. Like I remember whoever I was with, I just remember telling them like, man, I'm blown away. Like that's what I really said for real. I was like, I'm blown away. I've always known she was great. I've always heard it. I've seen her do some things like with John M.F. Ward and like some just in passing or whatnot. But like that night I was like, oh, Tyler got it.
Hey.
And the way you play the guitar is cool too. Like you just have a whole thing going. So
yeah,
I'm stoked for your EP.
Me too.
Do you got
Finally.
a title yet? You releasing?
Nope, no title yet.
All right.
I'm gonna have my nephew do the cover for it.
Yeah, sweet.
Keep it in the family,
So, you and King, you about to switch up cities though.
We're talking about it. Yeah. Not anything
And
like super set.
do you guys feel that it'll be better just for career
Yeah, and
pursuits?
mental.
Yeah,
Because
switch it up.
yeah, at least for me, because most of my friends here they like to party,
Yeah,
and I'm starting to pull back from all that. So
I hear you. Yeah,
yeah, it's time for a change, and also closer to the ocean.
yeah. Yeah, Portland's just like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe or so from the ocean.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think I can't remember exactly because it's been too long
Closer
since
than
I've been
like
over
5-hour drive.
Yeah, I mean it's 7 hours to Portland from here, and
Some
then,
shit, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could hit up the Puget or something, but
Still, it's
Yeah.
far.
And Puget's not, it's the ocean, but it's not like the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that seaside and stuff, that's Cannon Beach. Like those are some really cool areas.
Cannon Beach is dope. I went to the coast for the first time like 2 years ago with my friend Jason.
Mm-hmm.
We camped at Cannon Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I was still a dumbass and jumped in anyways. That shit was cold, but
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so nice to be at the beach again.
Yeah, it's freezing in that ocean. I've surfed there a couple of times. And
Burr.
yeah,
Yo.
almost lost my life out there one time.
Fuck. Goddamn.
I got cocky. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna catch a big wave and whoop.
Nope. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hear you. I lived in Portland for a while, in northern Portland. It's a cool city especially at the time I was there. And I heard it's rebounding now and since COVID, because obviously it got totally torn up for a while. But I heard it's getting cleaned up and things are churning around over there. So
and there's yummy food. I can eat Hawaiian food out there. I got family out there
they
too.
Got good food out there.
Yup.
Like any big city, but Portland especially. I mean, with their food truck culture out there is huge. So yeah,
just eat all the food.
I miss that. I miss being able to just be like, oh, what's up with all these food trucks? What do I want right now? Instead, here it's like, yo, it is hard to like figure out something good to eat. Honestly,
that is
I mean, we got some good restaurants around, but they're just so few between.
Right. Yeah.
You know, out there too, like beyond the food truck culture, there's just little spots everywhere too. Like, so you'd be driving like, oh, that place looks good. Let's try that.
Yeah.
But out here, it's like,
it's hard.
What?
It's like, where? Hello?
Hey, ain't nothing going on, man.
For real.
Yeah. Shout out to the people that do it well here.
Yeah, shouts out.
We just need more of it.
We need more. Yeah.
Need more of it. Yeah. Yeah. So, how you must be getting pretty excited about this idea of getting an EP out.
Yeah. Finally. That I finally just put down all that perfectionism shit. Because that was the thing that really messed me up. Just like it has to be like this specific way.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have like a team of people I'm working with too. Because I thought I just had to do it by myself.
Yeah.
And then I finally started asking for help.
That's good. That's something that I'm learning too. Like, because, just trying to do everything by yourself. It's like, there's no energy there. You know, like you need people to work with. It makes it so much more special and grounded. Like, I don't know what it is, but like when you're with others on a project, the inspiration is way higher.
For real.
The output is way higher.
Yeah.
And it's not about like not seeking perfectionism and giving up on what quality you want.
Right.
But like finding that medium of like, okay, this is what I mean. Like I found that my perfectionism was actually just an excuse for me to procrastinate.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, 1000%.
And that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you still aim for the highest quality, but not like, oh, it's never good enough.
Yeah.
It has to be good enough at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to put it out there at some point.
Yeah.
Too, though, like, I think for you, and this is something that I've thought about with musician and myself, like, if I were to have pursued music, because I dabbled in it when I was younger, like, with my homies doing rap, like, some rap shit, like, whatever, like, hopped in the studio with some homies that record a few times. I'm like, yo, if I ever would have put some shit out then, I'd have fucking regretted the hell out of that.
I bet.
Because that dude and that kid, that child, that boy didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have been embarrassed.
Oh,
you
no.
know what I mean? Like, I say that to say, like, now I feel like people in their 30s, that's when you kind of start entering into adulthood. And
Right.
your messaging, I mean, there's people like you and the type of music you do, where those lyrics from when you were young are still great and powerful.
Yeah.
And it's not like you were saying some wild stuff. You're saying real life, meaningful, heartfelt things that you're dealing with. And my brother has music like that too from when he was really young. But you reach this kind of level, I think that you have a more clear stance on how you would actually want to do a project,
Right.
the
Yeah.
kind of content you really want to put out, what you really want to say.
Yeah.
And so, waiting till now, I mean, it's all how it's supposed to be kind of thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in my 20s at all. I didn't know who I was.
Right.
I was just like, wee.
And you had to go through what you had to go through and all that pain, trauma, experience, and healing and all that to get to this place now where you can put something out in a whole different way than maybe
Yeah.
like before, right? I
Yeah.
don't know. Is that how you think? I guess
Yeah.
I'm asking.
No,
kind of.
yeah, that's definitely it. Like, I've written a bunch of songs that I don't like, but I'm just gonna start doing it because, yeah, I've had more life experience. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, okay, I'm actually figuring out who I am now and like what I want to do, especially with music and the healing that comes with it for me and whoever wants to listen to it, because I'm trying to put a positive message out to help others that have been through similar shit.
There's a lot too that comes obviously with the music scene, lifestyles.
Yep.
Right. And you reach this kind of stage, and if your career takes off, you will have had different experiences of what you need and don't need in your life.
Right.
And how you want to curate your career, the environments you want to be in and around, the people you want to do business with or not.
Right.
And you can't really know that in your 20s. So I think for a lot of people, like, oh, by the time you're in your 30s, it's like, it's this narrative in our society, like, oh, you too old, which is bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's straight bullshit, but we all know that and feel it. You know what I mean? Even though we know it's not true, like, this narrative is pushed harder and harder, like, oh, the young talent and all that. But really, I feel like you shouldn't even be given that kind of opportunity until you're 30.
For
if
real.
we're gonna be keeping it 100,
Yeah,
like,
for real.
I don't even want to hear what a child gotta say no
For
more. We
real.
shouldn't even be allowing these children to speak
Yeah.
and push a narrative as what our culture is gonna be. They're kids.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And like people in their 30s now, like if I made music, I know I would have a real message. You know what I mean? It would be impactful. It'd be uplifting. It wouldn't be hurtful and ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had to go through ignorance, and I had to go through all that bullshit to get to this perspective.
Yep.
And so, and you've been through just what you've shared a lot. Losing your father, drug addiction, like all that, like being able to come to a place where you can share healing with others, when that's all, like, all of us really deep down want. You know what I mean? We all just want to feel good and heal. Like, nobody wants to be addicted to drugs. Nobody wants to be homeless. Nobody wants, like, all this bullshit.
Right.
Like, we all want to be happy. We all want to feel good. We all want to feel loved. You know what I mean? And that's what your music vibe is, and what it's always felt every time I've heard you. Like, you got a healing voice. You got the throat chakra, whatever the woo-woo people say. You got the strong throat chakra. You know, and so do I. My format is different currently, but because I had for a long time people telling me I should do something like this, and it took me a long time to get to a place where I felt okay with that I could accept that I could, get to a place where I was confident enough, not fully confident, but confident enough to be like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And letting go of different aspects of, like, perfectionism. Because, like, you can compare podcasts out there, and they're like, hey, look at how these guys do it. Right. Me and Brendan talk about this stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, ultimately that stuff, as long as the
Right.
sounds good and you can
Yep.
listen to it clearly, which Brennan knocks it out the park with
Ew.
all that. Uh, we good because it's really the messaging that matters the most,
Yeah.
And so, um, yeah, just once again, I just want to acknowledge you. Thanks for coming on,
Yo,
yo.
thank
I'm so
you.
stoked. I wanted to talk too about you just did Empower Our Future with James Bakotis and TS The Solution for
Yeah.
their New Age Warriors.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was awesome. We put on a concert for 4th through 12th graders.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we like decked out the whole gym. Like TS and James brought some lights, and like the ceiling looked like all spacey and shit.
Yeah.
I was tripping because we went the night before, and I was just laying in the middle of the gym
Nice.
while they were sound checking and
Yeah.
stuff. We had like
Awesome.
DJ Spicy Ketchup just playing beats the whole time. That motherfucker is hilarious.
He is something else.
Yeah, but we did that concert. The kids really received it well. Like they were all up in the front, just like getting down, like
Yeah.
that. It was magical, and it
Yeah.
was also like a substance abuse like awareness because kids don't have a lot these days,
Mhm.
and it's also who you surround yourself with, and your friends like coming back to support and community.
Mhm.
So that was pretty cool. And then I got to sit in on a class like modern rock, like the school of rock thing,
Mhm.
and did Q&A with the kids, and I got to jam with the kids. That shit was wild because we were in a giant music room. There were like two kids on two different drum sets, like 5 kids on guitar. I had like 2 bass players, like 2 kids on the piano, and it was just chaos until the teacher just did something and organized it. That was lit. I was like, I could never do that. I'm good on that.
Sounds
But it
like
was
a
fun.
great time. How many days was it?
Just one.
Just
We
one.
just went up the night before to set up all the lights and stuff because we had to be back at the school at like 6:37 in the morning.
What was it? What school was it at?
Lake Roosevelt in Cooley Dam.
In Cooley Dam. Is that off res or is it on the res?
It was on the res.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
that was
what I
my
thought.
first time out there.
Yeah.
I had a blast. It was
Yeah.
so quiet too. Like as soon as I got there, shoes off. I
Yeah.
was just barefoot the whole time.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean James and TS doing some amazing things.
for real. They're awesome. They're
Yeah.
both awesome people.
Yeah, blessed to have them as friends and yeah. They're special. And I was stoked to see you on it. I was like, yo,
Right?
that's so cool they brought you.
Yeah,
Like,
James called me like the day after I got back from the island. He's like, yo, you want to do this thing on the res, like where I'm from? I'm like, yes,
yeah.
let's go.
Hell yeah.
And that definitely sparked, like, made that spark keep going and to keep doing the music thing and not fall back into old patterns. Like I told myself this time I'm coming back to Spokane. I have to keep my mind clear and on a better path.
Yeah. And you should, yeah, I mean, you should.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
We out here.
100 because like, there's the quote from Marianne Williamson, which is in like Coach Carter, if you've seen that movie, but if not, basically it's just like the quote is different than what I'm going to say, but it essentially says like, we should not hide our light from the world. And that, it's God's blessing to us. It's worded way more eloquently and beautifully, but it is the aspect of like, we should not shy away from our greatness, like, and our light. And I think for all creatives, that's a battle we all face, some different than others, some more intensely than others.
Yeah.
But that's just like a place where I feel I've gotten to. It's like, I'm going to choose to shine my light, even though I'm scared to.
Yeah, it's terrifying,
know?
but
Yeah.
shit, there's already enough darkness.
Right.
Like we've both been through it.
Yeah.
Might as well shine the light.
And to know like that you can impact the youth with your music and to have that experience and see that firsthand and to maybe have a part of a reason why a child would choose a better route
Yeah.
than the alternative
Yeah.
is gotta be like very inspiring for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
1,000. Like I wish I had that when I was a kid.
yeah, I wish I had somebody real explain to me the realness of and the levity of choices. Like I
Yeah.
was always just told, no, don't do that because it's bad, basically.
Yeah.
Like that's not
Yeah.
enough,
Every
you
time I
know,
was
like
told no, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do the opposite. Peace.
right. Yeah, because you told me so, like, all right,
Nope. Okay, bye.
yeah, there's gotta be more context there. And people
Yeah.
that have, like James lost an arm, lost a fucking arm
Yeah.
based upon his choices. Now when he is in front of a child, hopefully they can see like, okay, that's real.
Yeah.
That shit happens.
Yeah. I didn't even know his whole story until he shared it that day. And I was just
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm so glad he's alive.
Yeah. Federal prison,
Yeah,
like all
all that
that.
shit.
All that. And look at him now. And look at
Yes.
what he turned it into and turned it around to be. It's like unreal. Like James is such a great, phenomenal man.
Yeah.
And just shout out to him. And I'm
Yeah.
so
Shout
glad
out
he
to
brought you
James,
to give you
yo.
that experience.
Yes. I hope we can go back again.
Because I sometimes it's like, you went off to Hawaii not with any intention for music, but the universe was obviously working.
Yeah.
And you get back the day of or next day, right?
Yeah.
And you get a phone call like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the universe. Like, hey,
For real.
it's giving you validation. It's giving you the path. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like you have the intention. You're making the choices. Now here's an opportunity. Here's something to
Yeah, like James actually went to the island and performed on Oahu, and then went to breakfast with my mom. And my mom brought her ukulele, and was just singing him songs at Zippies. I was
For
like,
real?
yes.
Oh, so you got a scene when he went out there with
No, he went when I was here,
Oh,
and then he
okay.
FaceTimed me with my mom. I'm just like, yes.
What? How did he know your mom? Like, how did that happen?
I linked them up. He did
Okay.
some kind of native project at the Hawaii Theater,
Yeah.
and told me about it. And I was like, yo, you got to go meet my mom. She'll love you. And they went out to breakfast and FaceTimed. It was so sweet.
Oh, that's sweet. Your mom must be pretty cool.
Yo, she is awesome.
Yeah.
She
What's her
is,
name?
Ellen.
Ellen?
Yep.
Very cool.
Shout out to you, Mom.
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah. The amount of shit that woman's been through and still is smiling, and she radiates light.
Yeah.
1000%. Love that woman.
Yeah. Well, it runs through your blood too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for your career
Me too.
and where you want to take it. Which, by the way, like, where do you see yourself taking it? Like, what kind of goals do you
I'm
have
not really
based around
sure
music?
yet. I'm actually about to get back into metal and start screaming.
Okay. Yeah.
But from the proper place, because I did that as a kid, and then I was like trying to sing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck my vocal cords up.
Yeah.
So I've been taking this class from this lady, Zena Screaming, Melissa, online. She's like taught some of the biggest like metalheads and stuff. So I'm trying to get into that because I still have a lot of pent up anger, and I
Yeah.
love metal, but I still want to do my sweet little jazzy stuff too. So
Totally,
we'll
yeah.
see how this goes.
Got like the flip fold.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that though. That's cool. That's super versatile one, and it probably will help feed two sides,
Yeah.
and doing it properly. Like, yeah, figuring out ways to release your anger in a way that's gonna
That's
be
healthy.
healthy. That's been a hard one for me.
Yo.
Still is.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes I just lose my shit.
Facts. I've gotten better at not punching walls, but pillows.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about this rage room. I'm trying to go check that place out.
Yeah. Yeah. My therapist said I probably should do that. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I'm like, also like, I just don't. Yeah. But also some days I'm just like, I just need to break some shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't break cell phones anymore. That was a
Shit.
huge thing. I was like going through cell phones.
We should all go do it.
Yo, get the
they say,
squad,
yo,
dude.
get the
I'm
squad.
super
Me,
down.
I don't know if King's down, whoever.
Oh, of course. He would definitely.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do
I'm
it.
down. Let's make it happen. I've been always curious. We just need to
Just make it
just
happen.
show up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll start a group chat.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. I'm gonna dress up to the nines for it too. I don't know what, maybe some Mad Max gear or something.
Yo,
I'm just gonna come in looking
I'm
crazy.
gonna wear my Spider-Man suit.
Hell yeah, we should. That would be so funny. Get some
Yo.
fucking video of it.
Yeah,
Just
apparently you
show
get to like pick your own music and stuff too.
I'm seriously serious.
I'm serious too. I was just talking to my friend about this the other night because it was his birthday. I was like, we should go to the Rage Room soon.
I need it.
I need it.
Like today.
Yeah.
We should go today.
Like right after. Yo.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to share or talk about?
Not really. There's something about food now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Cool. All right. We'll close it up.
All right.
Tyler Alai.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. This is City Chapters Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby J. This chapter was with Tyler Alai. Shout out Spokane and Brennan for sponsoring and producing my show.
Ew.
Until next time, take care.